Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Joe Flash, and today is a very special video for you guys today. For those of you that don't know, today, on August the 1st, it is Spider-Man Day. So, yes, Spider-Man Day. So, pretty much, people can do whatever they want to celebrate Spider-Man. They can play his games, they can watch videos of him. Some people like to celebrate Spider-Man Day in all kinds of different ways. It's kind of similar to Mario Day, you know what I'm saying? If you remember Mario Day being on March the 10th, when Mario Day happens, you can do whatever you want to celebrate it if you want to. Like, I've seen a few YouTubers, they play Mario games, throwback Mario games, like Ratchet Noble Wolf did, or even, I made reaction videos on Mario Day related to Mario. One year I reacted to, bloopers from, Hotel Mario, and then even checked out YouTubers raging in Super Mario Maker, and then, the next year I decided to check out, Mario's evolution throughout his game appearances and all that. So, there's many different ways on how people do it, you know what I'm saying? There's many different ways on how you can celebrate Mario Day, it's real crazy, you know what I mean? But anyway, so, I don't really got much else to say, other than Spider-Man Day. I haven't really celebrated it today. I was gonna plan on doing some ways of celebrating it today, but I haven't really got too much of a chance to. I really wanted to do it earlier in the afternoon or even in the morning, but I didn't really get too much of a chance because there was a few things I was doing, because some of the things that I was wanting to plan to do, there was other things I was doing too. So basically I had plans for reaction videos to celebrate Spider-Man Day, but I needed to find proper images for thumbnails, because now that I know how to make thumbnails, I usually find images from Google to make them into thumbnails, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, humidity's been acting crazy all day, so of course my hair's been going crazy even after when I took a shower earlier this morning, so it's still gonna go crazy. But anyway, so I went to look for images on Google to find for my thumbnails for my next video, so that's what I was up to. And then I was also I was updating some videos on YouTube as well. So because for the next reaction videos, it's voice comparison reaction videos, I'll tell you that. The next time I was going to do some more voice comparison reaction videos, I wanted to put the original link to the videos in the description, so I decided to go back and do that for every single other voice comparison reaction video I had, from all the Mortal Kombat characters, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters, Mario, Luigi, and then, a couple Marvels where I did put, Spider-Man voice comparison, updated reaction twice, and then Captain America as well, so it's been quite a lot. But anyway, Spider-Man Day, I had some plans on wanting to celebrate it today, and here's how I was going to plan on celebrating it. So today, I know some of you guys are going to be a little annoyed by it, because this is the third time in a row on my YouTube channel that I'm about to check this out, when I've already checked it out twice before on my channel, but this will be the third time in a row I'll check it out. But I promise you, this will be the last time I'll ever check it out, so, after this, I'll never check it out ever again on my channel, you know what I'm saying, unless maybe if there's another updated version of it, maybe for future projects of this character or much more, I don't know. But anyway, so basically what I'm going to be checking out, like I said, this is a reaction recap is what I call it. The first time I reacted to this, it was just a reaction. The second time I reacted to this, I called it a re-reaction. And this here, for my third time reacting to this, I'm going to call it a reaction recap, because pretty much I am recapping everything, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to consider this a reaction recap, which is something that's probably never been done on my channel before. But anyway, so what it is that I'm recapping Spider-Man voice comparison updated version by none other than the one and only Generation West. So yeah, this is the third time in a row I'm about to check this video out of his on my channel. I've already reacted to this video twice before on my channel. As I said, I split it on both times I reacted to this on my channel. I split it up into two parts. I did a part 1 and part 2 the first time I did it, and then the second time when I reacted to it, which was a re-reaction, I split it up into two parts again, because this is a pretty big video. It's 36 minutes long, so it's half an hour long. This is a pretty long video. And also, I did in fact also, well, never mind. But anyway, so this will be the third time in a row I'm going to check out this video on my channel, but I promise you this will be the last time I'll check it out. For those of you that are probably going to get annoyed over the fact that I'm checking this out for a third time in a row on my channel and stuff like that, just take it easy. This will be the third and last time I'll ever do this, okay? So don't worry. But I just couldn't figure out any other way to celebrate Spider-Man Day. Well, at first I didn't, but there is another way how I do plan on celebrating Spider-Man Day, but I'm gonna have to probably save that for tomorrow when I celebrate Spider-Man Day a day later, late, you know what I'm saying? Because today is Spider-Man Day, and then, you know, tomorrow it'll be Spider-Man Day, you know, late. It'll be late Spider-Man Day, you know what I'm saying? Because some people do like to celebrate it early, or sometimes some people do like to celebrate late, like other people do too, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's other people that probably would too. They might celebrate Spider-Man Day a little late. When I reacted to Spider-Man voice comparison updated by Generation West for the second time on my YouTube channel, I was meaning to make it to celebrate Spider-Man Day late. But this time I'm going to do it right on cue on the exact day that Spider-Man Day falls. I figured that out when I was going through Instagram today, and they made a post talking about Spider-Man, that it was Spider-Man Day today, so, you know, they were talking about getting the movies of all, you know, getting the live-action films for, like, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland Spider-Man legacies, you know what I'm saying? Get the movies and all that kind of stuff, but anyway. So, yeah, I really completely forgot it was Spider-Man Day on this month, but anyway. I don't really have much else to say other than, as I said, I've already seen this video before plenty of times, like 2 times in a row on my channel. I've already ranked all the people in this video before, but there's a few things that have changed since then. So, you know, some of my opinions that I've gave to some of these guys before have changed since then. So, you know, whatever I used to originally say for them when I gave them like a thumbs up or maybe or a thumbs down, you know, some of the reactions or some of the rankings have changed since then. Probably the best example is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I used to like, well, even though I did give him a thumbs up, I did consider him more like a maybe Spider-Man because, you know, I just wasn't too sure about it. But however, my opinion has changed since then, and you'll see it. I would go ahead and explain it now, but I want to wait till we get to that in this video. So it's better be best to just let the video speak for itself and wait till when it gets there before I start explaining how my opinion has changed since then. And there's probably a few other people that might have changed my decision on as well, but like I said, let the video speak for itself. So I don't really got much else left to say other than I'm just ready to get this out of the way because I've kind of been waiting to do this almost all day. I've been waiting to do it for hours, but because I was busy trying to, you know, update all my other voice comparison reaction videos, you know, by putting in the original links to the original videos for all of them, and then while I was also creating a few thumbnails for some videos that I was about to check out today. I don't know if I'll check them all out today or if I'm going to have to save some more for tomorrow, but there is as I said, I was going to do voice comparisons today to celebrate Spider-Man Day, while I was also going to plan on doing something else, but because it's probably going to take me hours for me to finish the voice comparison videos because, you know, I have to take one step at a time. I might have to save my second part of how I'm celebrating Spider-Man Day tomorrow. Like, I might have to save that for tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? It's still daylight, but... Oh, shoot. Oops. Sorry. Oops. I was trying to check out the window to see if it was still light outside, and I somehow stepped on the cord and turned it off, sorry. But anyway, so I'm not going to really waste any more time at all, as I want to go ahead and get this started, so let's go ahead and just get into this, shall we? There's not much left more to be said. I don't know if I'll have to split this up into 2 parts like I did in my 2 previous reactions to this video. I might, I don't know. Because usually most of the time I let the videos go up to only about 30 minutes, but apparently my Mobazam recorder can go up to a little bit longer than that. Like when I reacted to the Big Rob 729's Bean Boozle challenge with his cousin Louie, it went up to almost an hour for me to check that video out, so maybe I might just do this in one video, I don't know. Maybe I'll check out all the voices in one video, I have no idea, but anyway, let's go ahead and just do this, shall we? I'm ready to get this over with. You already know how it goes. The rankings will always be the same as it always been for every single other voice comparison reaction video I've done, so let's just not waste any more time at all and get into this, and let's see if any of my opinions have changed. I mean, I told you a few of them have changed, but I want you to find out, so let's see if there's going to be any opinions that I had from previously, the last 3 times I reacted to this video changed, or if some of them are going to stay the same, and much more. So let's see this, shall we? There really just couldn't have been any other way for me to celebrate Spider-Man Day, guys. This was just one of the fewest ideas I had, so this is just one of my fewest ways to do it. So it's really going to be interesting checking this out for the 3rd time in a row on my channel, but as I said, this will be the 3rd and last time I'll check this video out, so I won't react to this anymore after this. Because, you know, I just don't want it to get too, you know, too, like, I guess crazy or nothing, like, for me to just check this video out too many times. But anyway, like I said, I'm over with it. I'm ready to get this out of the way to celebrate Spider-Man Day today. So happy Spider-Man Day, everybody. I love Spider-Man. You already know that. He's my #1 favorite Marvel superhero. Can't wait for the extended alternate version of Spider-Man No Way Home to come out in theaters next month on September 1st in the USA. I do want to plan to hope that I can go see that. Even though I'm not as excited to see Spider-Man No Way Home than the original version, like in December in 2021, I was really excited for that movie. That was probably the most excited I've ever been for any movie in a long time, and I really love that movie a lot. It's my #1 favorite movie right now, Spider-Man No Way Home. So, I just have to see the extended alternate version, because I love that movie so freaking much. I just have to. But anyway, I just hope I do get to see it when it comes in the USA in theaters next month, September 1st. But anyway, let's focus on right now. So, let's go ahead and just get this out of the way, shall we? I've been talking long enough. I'm ready to get this over with. Or actually, you know what? Before I get this started, let me go get a drink real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Look, I usually always turn the air conditioner and the fans off whenever I do these videos so I can hear, but because I've already seen this video twice on my channel before, maybe I don't need to this time. I'll just leave the air conditioner on, the fan on, and if I can't hear it, then I'll just put my ear close to the camera, and that's it. Because I've already seen this twice in a row on my channel, so I don't really need to be too concerned if I can hear it or not, you know what I'm saying? So, I'll just let it slip by if I can't hear it, so let's just go ahead and just get this out of the way. I really need to get this video started, so I couldn't have thinking about any other better way to celebrate Spider-Man Day, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get this started, shall we? So, hopefully I'll get to be Spider-Man for Halloween this year as well, because I do plan on one. I want to hope that I can plan on being Spider-Man for Halloween this year. I was originally going to try to be him last year for Halloween, but I changed my mind once my best friend, Sarah, she was inviting me to a Halloween costume party at her house, and when I discovered she was going to be Harley Quinn, I changed my mind, decided that at the last few minutes that I wanted to, be the Joker to surprise her, and so I did. So then I'm going to try to hope for this year that I can be Spider-Man, Peter Parker, so. And I might even plan on getting a haircut as well, just so I can fit with it. Like, I want to cosplay as him. I'm not just wanting to dress up as him. I kind of want to cosplay as him, so, get the haircut. I don't know what kind of haircut I get. Maybe I'll get the Tom Holland haircut, since this particular costume is a Tom Holland costume that I'm wanting. Because, this particular Spider-Man costume that I chose, and it's a Tom Holland costume. Or I might even decide to do with one of my 2 favorite hairstyles for an animated Spider-Man, like the one from 1995 animated series, or the Spectacular Spider-Man, Peter Parker animated hairstyle. I don't know. It's one of them 2 or Tom Holland's. I don't know. I'll have to think really hard about that, but at least I have plenty of time before Halloween comes, and I won't even know for sure if I'm going to get that Spider-Man costume on eBay anyway, so we'll just have to wait and see by then. But anyway, I'm done talking. Let's get this out of the way. I really just need to get this video started, so I have nothing else left to say. Without further ado, I hope you're willing to join me in this reaction to celebrate Spider-Man Day today. Let's go ahead and take a quick well, it's not going to be quick because this is a long video, but let's take a reaction recap to Spider-Man voice comparison updated by none other than Generation West. This will be interesting that I'm checking this out for the 3rd time in a row on my channel. This will be probably the 3rd and last time that I'll ever do this, checking out this video on my channel, but I really just couldn't think of any other better way to celebrate today, Spider-Man Day, but, like I said, hopefully you guys will be patient with me and all that stuff, and all that, because I know, like I said, let's just get this out of the way. I'm done. I know I've already said that so many times and I haven't even started the video yet, but I'm done this time. I'm ready. Let's do it, okay? So, like John Cena and Triple H would always say, your time is up, my time is now. It's time to play the game. Let's go ahead and do this, shall we? Spider-Man, voice comparison, updated. Reaction recap, Spider-Man Day special. Let me go ahead and zoom my camera small. And let's go ahead and get this out of the way, shall we, to see if any of my opinions have changed since the last 2 times I checked this out, or if anything's similar. Let's see. Let's get this video started, shall we? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Really sorry that it took me that long to get it started. I mean, sometimes it's taking me time to start these videos like before, but never usually this long. But anyway, here we go. Comparing the voices of Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Of course, you have to start with this one from 1967. This is the original Spider-Man animated series with the original theme song, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. So, of course, yes, I gotta give it a thumbs up. I've actually seen clips of the episodes before, like when I rented DVDs of the 1995 animated Spider-Man series, the animated series 1995. They featured bonus clips of bonus episodes of this original series. That's how I got to see episodes of this. Like I said, you can't go wrong with the classic original stuff, so of course, thumbs up. Yes. This man was apparently our very first ever live-action Spider-Man, Nicholas Hammond. He's done a few other roles later down the line from time to time. I mean, that's how he looks in olderly form. I mean, that's how he looks, pretty much as an older man. But if you look at him from back then in 1977 when he got the role to be Peter Parker Spider-Man, he looks way younger compared to how he looks in that picture. But, this was our first and original Spider-Man live-action actor. This was the very first one, even before Tobey Maguire. Nicholas Hammond was the original one back in 1977. You could clearly see there was a major difference back then, too, if you look at the lenses on the costume. They more round-shaped and everything, so that was how things were back in the earlier days. Things were made a lot more different back in the earlier days than compared to how they were, to how they are nowadays, you know what I'm saying? So, yep, Nicholas Hammond, our very first ever Spider-Man live-action actor. I'll go ahead and respectfully give him a thumbs up because, even though I've never seen clips of him even though I've never seen any clips from YouTube of these, it was actually a live-action series as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was actually a live-action series, Spider-Man 1977, with Nicholas Hammond playing Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I think this was a live-action TV series, but even though I've never seen any clips on YouTube on how his performance was or what it was like back then, but I'll still respectfully go ahead and give it a thumbs up, because why the heck not? Ted Schwartz, Spider-Man, 1981. I can't recall if I've seen anything from that Spider-Man series in 1981 featuring Ted Schwartz as the voice of him. I can't recall that at all. I don't try to check out too many clips on YouTube of some of the earlier stuff, but I kind of feel like I should just so I can get the hang of this, maybe get a better ranking for this, but I'll still go ahead and give it a thumbs up too. I'll still go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Now this I have seen before, Dan Gilbertson as Spider-Man in the Spider-Man 1981 Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends series. I've seen episodes on Netflix, and then I have seen a few clips on YouTube. I'll respectfully give it a thumbs up. I don't know if I would say this is the most popular animated Spider-Man series, but this does seem like this was a bit of a hit back then, So, I don't see why not. I gotta give it a thumbs up. Plus, that voice is pretty good, too, so just out of respect. I had to listen out for that one, sorry. That one's kind of quiet. Let's see, so this voice actor is unknown, but apparently he voices Spider-Man in The Amazing Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin, 1993. Okay, I have to give this one a maybe, because that voice sounds a little different compared to what Spider-Man is normally supposed to sound like. It sounds a little different. It's not that bad, and it's not that good either. It's got a maybe. That's what maybes kind of are meant to be. So yeah, out of respect, I'll say maybe. Yes. Can't go wrong with Christopher Daniel Barnes from the Spider-Man animated series in 1994. That's a classic animated series. That's pretty much almost a lot of people's favorite Spider-Man animated series. A lot of people would say this is probably the best Spider-Man animated series ever. It's just a classic, had a long-lasting impact as well. This is just a classic series. I love this series. I really would probably like to watch the whole entire series if there's a streaming service like Hulu or anything that has every single episode with every single season on it. I probably could actually watch this whole entire series. I probably would like to, because this is a good series. I have one on DVD as well. I have part of the series on DVD as well. And I rented 2 of them from the library and the Red Oak Library as well. So yeah, you can't go wrong with that original series, man. Alright, Patrick Silvers, I think that's how you say it, from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes. Spice, it's Steve. Come on, do your job. Maximum Spider. I'll say maybe. I'll say maybe for that one. It's not too bad, but, for the most part, I mean, even though Marvel vs. Capcom are pretty good games, but at the same time, when they hire some of the certain voice actors to voice some of the characters, and like I remember, like in other previous videos. Well, actually, I've never seen that many videos, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I can't really, I don't know. I thought of it at first, but then I'm like, wait, do I really know? Because I haven't really checked it out before. So, I don't know. Or actually, yes, I have. Never mind, sorry. I remember when I checked out some clips of, like, Marvel vs. Capcom, you know, when I've seen some YouTube videos of, like, them playing some of the certain Marvel characters that are featured in the games. And, you know, some of the voices did sound a little bit cringy because they didn't sound that good, you know what I'm saying, and all, so they did hire some really weird voice actors to voice the characters for the Marvel characters in Marvel vs. Capcom. The voice clips just sound really weird. It sounds cringy. It just doesn't sound that good, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, that Spider-Man voice actor actually wasn't that bad, but at the same time, it's kind of a maybe still, you know? So apparently this was a game, Spider-Man Sinister Six, 1996, I think that's what it said. It said 1996, right? It did say 1996, right? This is actually a game. I actually have the game back there in that box. Apparently I discovered this in my old shed. This is an old game that I guess my brother used to play back in the days, but he abandoned it a long time ago, so I found it in the garage. It's like, it was an abandoned game, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if that game even still works, because I didn't even know that game existed, and neither do I even have a Sega Genesis to even play those Sega Genesis games anymore, but still. Oh, yes. I never really ever watched this series, because I didn't even know that this was even a series that existed, but I've seen a few clips on YouTube of it before, and Rita Romero's got a great voice for Spider-Man, and I heard some people say that this was actually not a bad series either. I feel like it's a bit underrated, mainly probably because it didn't last that long and all, but I heard some people say this was a great series though, Spider-Man Unlimited. It unfortunately got canceled though because of the Digimon show, but still overall, I've heard people say this was a good series. It's pretty interesting how Spider-Man gets a new suit in that series as well. And apparently there was some Spider-Man games back in the days that Rita Romero also voiced him in. But yeah, that's what I heard about it. I heard it was a good series, but it got canceled because of the Digimon show. And apparently Spider-Man does wear the original classic suit at first before he gets a new suit that kind of looks almost more like an armor. It looks pretty cool though, even though maybe it doesn't resemble like classic Spidey that we all know, like in this costume right here. But it still looked pretty cool. The new suit kind of actually looked kind of catchy, you know what I mean? Okay, and yep, he apparently voiced him in X-Men Mutant Academy 2. I didn't even know Spider-Man even appeared in an X-Men game. How interesting. But yeah, I respectfully give Rita Romero a thumbs up. He does got a good voice. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he was... Oh wow, X-Men 2, Wolverine's Revenge. Wow, 2003. I feel like Rita Romero has been in... I think I recall that Rita Romero has done other voices for other characters that I'm familiar with before. I just can't remember which ones, but yeah. Heck yeah, of course. Who can go wrong with Tobey Maguire, man? You just cannot go wrong with this guy, man. You cannot go wrong with his performance as Spider-Man. It is classic, it's original. You know, this is pretty much everybody's favorite live-action Spider-Man right here, Tobey Maguire. Especially for people that grew up back in the days when he was still the Spider-Man at the time. This is almost everybody's favorite Spider-Man. A lot of people consider this man to be the best Spider-Man actor of all time, and you know what? I have to agree. Even though Tom Holland is my current favorite Spider-Man actor, I still have to agree with the world that Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man actor ever. He's just classic. He's original, you know what I'm saying? Although I did hear some people, like when I was at work, when I was talking to one of my coworkers named Itzy, we talked about, like, pretty much Spider-Man would probably be the thing I would always talk about most with a lot of my coworkers, and, you know, she even gave me details how even apparently there's some people that had these kind of honest opinions about Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like, people would say that Tobey Maguire was the best Spider-Man, but was not the best Peter Parker, because people thought he was too immature. He was too mature to be Peter Parker. And then people would say, of course, while Andrew Garfield's not the best Spider-Man, he's probably the least favorite Spider-Man actor out of all of them. So people did say he was at least better as Peter Parker, and then people would say that Tom Holland was the only one that was the best as both Peter Parker and Spider-Man. So it's really weird that I figured that out too, you know. But yes, Tobey Maguire, man, you can't go wrong with the original Spider-Man films that he did back in 2002 to 2007, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 1 was great, Spider-Man 2 was great too. Spider-Man 3, unfortunately, is underrated. A lot of people didn't like that one. I mean, I like Spider-Man 3 personally, but yeah, there was a few downfalls to Spider-Man 3. And apparently I did figure out that they were going to originally make a Spider-Man 4 afterwards, and then they were going to actually also follow it up with a Spider-Man 5, but fortunately they were canceled and it never came to be. However, there is a YouTube video on YouTube where you could find Tobey Maguire being interviewed about Spider-Man 4 just 4 days before it got canceled. So if you want to go check that out, you can. So yeah, they were going to continue on with the trilogy for him, but until it was ultimately canceled. Probably because one of the fierce reasons, probably because of the failure of Spider-Man 3, and probably much more to it than that, but I don't know. There's got to be more to it than that, I have no idea, but anyway. But it was so fantastic to see him return in Spider-Man No Way Home. Of course, they're not going to show footage of him from Spider-Man No Way Home, because this was made back in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, so, you know, they don't have the current timeline for 2022, but yeah. Man, you know, when I heard rumors that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were going to return to Spider-Man No Way Home, I was hoping, just like every other Spider-Man fan, to hope for the best that the rumors were going to come true, and in fact, they ended up doing so. They came back. They didn't show them in the trailers like people had hopes for, but I could see the reasonings why, because, you know, seeing Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire return in Spider-Man No Way Home would have been the biggest spoiler that they would have ever given in the trailer. So, you know, I can see that very appropriate that they wanted to wait for fans to go see the movie in theaters to find out if it was going to be true or not, if Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were going to come back. And as soon as I saw Andrew Garfield on stage, I had a feeling Tobey Maguire was next, and yep, there he was. Man, it was just so good to see them back. It was great, you know, especially when you had the biggest moment of seeing all three Spider-Man actors together, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield. It was the best part of the whole movie, in my opinion. That was probably the best part of the whole Spider-Man No Way Home movie. That's what I believe. Tobey Maguire looked great as ever. He just did as good as he ever did. And, you know, even what was cool about his appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home is that you see this mask that he's wearing right there from that footage in Spider-Man 2? That actually wasn't the same exact mask he wore in Spider-Man No Way Home. He actually got a new mask in Spider-Man No Way Home. It's actually real crazy. He got different linings on the mouth part. It was like more of a lower half circle part of the webbing on the bottom mouth of his mask. While this one kind of looks more like a straight, you know, flat web, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't look uneven, you know what I mean? But yeah, still, overall, despite that, it was great seeing Tobey back as his own Spider-Man in No Way Home. It was great. And there are rumors that him and Andrew Garfield might come back again sometime later in the MCU. Maybe in the... There's 2 new Avenger movies that they announced that'll be coming in the future of Phase 5 of MCU, and people are expecting to believe that we might... Or there's rumors that are saying that maybe Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield might be expected to come back again as their own Spider-Man. And apparently from an Instagram post, apparently somebody actually said that it's true. I think it's somebody who works for Marvel, but he said that they're expected to return as their own Spider-Man. And Patrick Stewart is expected to return as Professor X, aka Charles Xavier. People have yet to wonder if the rumor is going to be true, if Hugh Jackman will come back as Wolverine or not, but that's what the guy says. He confirmed that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will come back as their own Spider-Man in one of the Avenger films. Patrick Stewart will be back as Professor X / Charles Xavier, but not sure if Hugh Jackman will be back as Wolverine or not. But that's cool to know. I mean, as much as I don't really want to believe that until I see the movies myself, but if that guy works for Marvel, then I guess he's telling the truth, you know? It would be pretty cool. And, you know, people were even thinking that maybe Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire should get a chance of redemption, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should get their own movies again. Like, Spider-Man 4 should be remade, and, you know, Andrew Garfield should get an Amazing Spider-Man 3, you know what I'm saying? That'd be cool if that does happen. I don't know if it will, but it really would be nice if that does happen, you know? Because Andrew Garfield really deserves a chance of redemption, and, you know, for Tobey Maguire, he kind of deserves for his story to be finished, you know what I'm saying? Because they were going to finish Tobey's story with Spider-Man 4 and 5, but like I said, because they were canceled, his story never got finished in his legacy. But it really would be good if they do decide to remake Spider-Man 4 to like now, you know what I'm saying? Because Tobey Maguire deserves to have his story finished, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I really like to see what the future of his Spider-Man is now for the current timeline. And yes, that was incredible as well that he even gets to voice Spider-Man and that he even gets to voice his own character for the Spider-Man games. You know, they made Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 and had a video game, and Tobey even got to voice him in the games as well, which is perfect. I love Spider-Man 1 for the GameCube. I played Spider-Man 2 for the GameCube. It's alright, but I don't like it as much compared to the first game. Some people said that Spider-Man 3, because the movie wasn't that good, I'm pretty sure I feel some people would say that Spider-Man 3 wasn't that good either. But, you know, the video game too, you know what I mean? But, yeah. But, you know, I love the first Spider-Man game for the GameCube. You know, I played it on my YouTube channel before. It's a fun game. I love it. Yes, of course. Neil Patrick Harris, Spider-Man, the new animated series in 2003. That was an extremely short-lived series with only one season, but it was good while it lasted, though. I feel like it should have stayed around a little longer, should have had another season or something. I really would like to see this series make a comeback one day. I don't know if they'll ever bring the series back, like, for a season 2 or not, because some people were thinking that maybe the series should make a comeback and maybe come back with a new season, but the reason behind it is it was because of the MTV deal, because this series was on MTV, and they just weren't thinking that having a Marvel character or having Spider-Man in MTV was fitting with, like, their show or, like, their, you know, their channel and stuff like that, so they ultimately canceled it. But it was, like I said, it was a great series while it lasted. I really didn't like how it ended, honestly. I didn't really like the way they ended it with the final episode, but I guess they just couldn't find any better way to end it with this cancelization, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of an emotional ending on the final episode, too, you know? The series kind of had quite a bit of emotions and, you know, even other stuff, too. But it was a great series. I loved it. I even loved the theme song for the show, too. Yes, and Neil Patrick Harris did get to come back to voice Spider-Man in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, which is by far my favorite Spider-Man game. That's like my second favorite game in the world right now. I love how the fact that when Neil Patrick Harris came back to voice Spider-Man in this game, his voice was way more different compared to how he voiced Spider-Man in Spider-Man the New Animated Series. He changed the tone of voice a little bit when voicing him in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, which is pretty cool. But he sounds good in both ways, you know what I'm saying? You know what? I know this is a video game. I'm pretty sure this is the one from the GameCube, because I remember there is an Ultimate Spider-Man game on the GameCube. I think this is the game. I don't know if it's the same one or not. I have to believe it is. But even though I never played it before, but listening to the voices here, this guy does have a pretty good voice too. Like, this is actually not a bad voice either, so I'll give him a thumbs up to Sean, if that's his name or whatever it was. This is not a bad voice. Listen to that. Like, that's really not a bad voice, so I'll give it a thumbs up. Yes, I forgot about this. It's real funny how they include this as well, you know, Spider-Man or other characters that appear in, like, these comedy TV series like Family Guy or The Simpsons or Mad TV, so much more. It's real weird that they include these as well, but oh well. But yeah, Spider-Man has appeared in Family Guy before. His first appearance was in 1999. He was voiced by Seth MacFarlane. And then he came back in 1999, voiced by Mike Henry. I saw a video on YouTube covering every Spider-Man reference in Family Guy, and they included all these clips. This is Gary, who voiced him in... Okay, apparently I guess it all happened the same year, I guess. But they did change the design from time to time, as you can see. So yeah, this is pretty funny, I ain't gonna lie, this is real funny. I mean, it's not meant to be taken seriously because it's Family Guy, but since this is part of the video, I forgot about that one, Danny Smith. But because this is part of the video, you know, this is part of the voice comparison, you know, unfortunately you have to rank them, even though these are not meant to be taken too seriously because it's Family Guy, it's just for comedy fun and all that kind of stuff, but I really can't take this seriously at all, but I'll still go ahead and respectfully give all these guys a thumbs up, because, you know, I like Family Guy, it's funny. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Robot Chicken as well. Oh, Robot Chicken. I do like Robot Chicken as well, it's pretty funny, and I have seen all the videos involving Spider-Man appearing in Robot Chicken. So I'll respectfully give it a thumbs up as well to Zeb Wills. It's funny stuff. Like I said, not meant to be taken seriously, but it's hilarious. I like Robot Chicken.
More specific. Of course I'm in danger. I'm hundreds of feet above Manhattan.
This is funny stuff.
This is going to be
Oh yeah, that game. Who remembers this game? Who remembers this game? Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects from 2005. And apparently Spidey was voiced by Alistair Edel, if that's how you say his name. Who remembers that game? Seriously, who remembers this game? Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects, 2005. I have to guarantee this is an underrated game, because I'm sure if a lot of people don't remember this game, then this has to be an underrated game. I heard there's a bit of rumors that they might be bringing this franchise back and they might make a Marvel Nemesis 2. I'm not sure. That's what I heard some rumors about as of recently when I've been like keeping up with Marvel and stuff. I heard a rumor about like maybe they might bring back the franchise and make Marvel Nemesis 2. I don't know if that's true or not, or if that's just something else. I don't know. Or if it's just a bunch of phony like kayfabe and like rumors or stuff. I don't know. It would be pretty interesting to see how it would be if they bring this franchise back, since this was the only time it was ever made, but I played it before on the PlayStation when it was on the PlayStation 2. I think this game is actually on the GameCube as well, so if I was to, maybe I could get this game on the GameCube one day.
This was supposed to be my day off.
But I'll still respectfully go ahead and give this a thumbs up, nothing less.
Those rescue helicopters get destroyed. People will be in serious trouble. Ouch! You're gonna feel that in the morning. You know what we call that? We call that a web-slinging ass kick.
I love that line. That's one of his victory sayings when he wins a battle. He says, you know, you call that a web-slinging ass kicking. I love it, actually. Yeah, James Arnold Taylor, Spider-Man Battle for New York, I think is what it said. I don't know if this is a video game or not, but this isn't the only time he voiced Spider-Man as well. He also voiced him in Spider-Man Friend or Foe, which is another Spider-Man game that I enjoy. I replayed it on my YouTube channel earlier this year as well. Yeah, there you go, see? James Arnold Taylor is actually a really good voice actor. He's a really talented voice actor. He's got a good voice for like almost anything he voices. Like, it seems that almost any character that James Arnold Taylor voices, he just does an incredible job with. So of course he does good as Spider-Man. I mean, listen to that. That's good. Like, I know there's a few other characters that he's voiced before in both Marvel and DC, and he even does good with them as well. Like, I don't even know if I have a personal favorite voice role for James Arnold Taylor. It just seems that any character that he voices, he just does fantastic with. But yeah, of course he has a good voice for Spider-Man. Thumbs up.
For me.
The Avengers Battle for... Oh yeah, and I forgot he did voice him in Lego Marvel Super Heroes in 2003. I have the game on the Wii U. It was a fun game. I feel like not too many people care too much about these Lego stuff, you know, when they make Lego Marvel and make Lego DC and stuff, but it's still fun, you know. Lego Marvel Super Heroes was actually pretty fun to play. I thought Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2 on the Nintendo Switch was actually better. And apparently, as of recently, they remade Lego Marvel Super Heroes 1 on the Nintendo Switch. It was originally on the Wii U, and I think it was on other systems as well, but now they remade it for the Nintendo Switch. Pretty cool. But yeah, I thought Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2 was even better when it was on the Switch. I thought that was better than the first one, in my opinion. It was more fun to me, in my opinion. Yes, Quinlan Flynn, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, 2006. You know, even though I think this isn't the only time he voiced Spider-Man, but this is the best memory that I have of Quentin Flynn voicing Spider-Man in anything. Famously voiced Spider-Man in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That was a great game. That was a great game from 2006. I love that game. I love Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 as well. This isn't the only time Quentin has voiced Spider-Man, but yeah, that's a great game though. I have it on the Wii, but for some reason every time I buy a new disc, it just keeps messing up. Like, it's just one of those old games that they just die after a certain time, so, you know, I can't play anymore. I don't even want to buy another copy. I just don't want to keep buying copies, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a great game. Now, I remember I think it was earlier this year, or maybe it was last year, but I remember somebody sent me a comment talking to me about Quentin Flynn, how apparently as of recently, I don't know if he's being hired for any voice actors or not, because apparently I heard he got accused of, like, sexual misconduct or something, or I don't know, something like that. It was sexual something, like he's currently in trouble with that, and I don't know if he's gonna get hired for any more voice acting or not. That's what I heard. It sucks that how in reality, you know, something that a celebrity can do can just change and, like, tarnish their career forever, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I don't know if Quentin Flynn's ever going to be voicing any more characters anymore, because like I said, that person who sent me that comment told me that apparently he's being in trouble for like sexual something, you know. It's one of those moments, you know what I'm saying, that just something just has to change real fast, but yeah. Still, despite what he did, or whatever it was that he got in trouble for, despite what he did, I still have respect for his voice of Spider-Man in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. He may not be my favorite Spider-Man voice actor, but I still have respect for his voice in this game, because, you know, I love this game, so... You know, sometimes, you know, even if it just feels like, you know, it just tarnishes you even liking the person, you know, you still have to have respect sometimes. I mean, it depends on what kind of person you are. You know, it's almost like if I was to talk about, you know... It's like if I was to talk about other celebrities that have had this happen to them as well, and then, you know, all of a sudden, it's like the career of forever being tarnished, you know, because of what they did, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Still, despite whatever Quentin Flynn got in trouble for, I'm still gonna have respect for his voice of Spider-Man, because he has a good voice, so yeah, thumbs up. Despite whatever he's getting in trouble for. That's what it... I just don't know what it is. The guy in the comment just told me it was sexual something that Flynn's being in trouble for or something, but yeah. Despite that, he still did good for Spider-Man while he was during the time. Marvel Adventures Digital Comic Books Commercial 2009. I don't know if I saw this before, honestly. I mean, I don't know anything about this. But still. It's cool knowing that Quentin Flynn got to voice Spider-Man more than once. Sorry, I'm gonna bring the camera up a little closer. Oh, god dang it. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry, hold on. I messed it up. God dang it, hold on, I gotta pause it. Okay, I'm back, sorry, I was trying to move the camera up a little closer, like, I have it on a ring light, as you know, which explains this lighting effect. I was trying to move the camera closer to the bed. I mean, it's not that I didn't like it the way it was, I just wanted to bring it a little bit closer so I can get more of my face in here, and this little thing, this little screw that helps hold this little ring light in place, you know, it's coming a little bit loose. I mean, I try not to, I can't tighten it too hard, otherwise I'll mess the plastic up to make this thing spin, but, you know, it's not tight enough like it was the first time I got this in Walmart, so, you know, it's, you know, becoming more movable, you know, it's not as tight into where it stands still more better, you know what I'm saying, so it can easily just tip over. So, like, if I was to have this thing directly in the middle, it can fall forward because of the extra weight with the phone being on here, so I have to, like, move the ring light a little further back, you know, like push it further back away from me so that way this camera can make it balance, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's continue on. Hold on, that's my mom. Sorry, I'm back again. I thought my mom was about to get ready to tell me something. She was just gonna come in here to get something, but she can come in here later, so never mind. Let's continue. But, heck yeah, of course, Josh Keaton, man. Josh Keaton, by far right now, is my current #1 favorite Spider-Man voice actor for animated-wise, video game-wise, like anything, you know what I'm saying? This guy just... I really have grown to really love his voice for Spider-Man ever since this series right here, the Spectacular Spider-Man. That, by far, is the best Spider-Man series I've ever seen. This is my personal favorite Spider-Man animated series, the Spectacular Spider-Man. It sucks that this series was very short-lived as well, with only 2 seasons. Because I'm pretty sure they were probably going to make a 3rd season, but I don't know why it got canceled. I don't know what happened, honestly, but... It really would be nice if this series made a comeback, too, along with Spider-Man, the new animated series. I really want to see the Spectacular Spider-Man make a comeback one day. I really would like to. Because, you know, I really would have wanted to see what Season 3 would have been like, because the way how they ended Season 2, it looked like if it was going to set up for Season 3, which it was supposed to, but it got canceled after the last episode of Season 2, sadly. But hopefully maybe it'll make a comeback one day. I really would love to see the Spectacular Spider-Man show make a comeback. It needs to make a comeback. Because, you know, I've seen some fan trailers of, like, what it would be like if they had a 3rd season, you know? Because at the end of the episode of Season 2, you know, Peter finally admits to Gwen his feelings, but Harry was standing outside, because at the time, Harry was dating Gwen, so... He heard what was going on with Peter and Gwen, and he was kind of looking like he was about to betray Peter, you know, he got mad at him, and it looked like if now he was going to try to make sure Gwen stays with him, or I don't know what happened. Like, Gwen was going to send him a text message to let him know about what's up, but after when Harry's father, Norman, passed away while fighting Spider-Man in the final battle, Peter and Gwen just decided to just forget about it, and so, you know, Gwen and Harry seems like they're still together, you know what I'm saying? Peter was dating Liz, like, you know, and he broke up with her, you know. But Liz didn't want to be embarrassed. Like, it happened in lunch, and, you know, Liz didn't want Peter dumping him, so she tried to act like she was dumping him in front of everybody, you know, when she was looking at all the other couples like Sally and Randy Robertson and Flash Thompson and his new girlfriend, Shashawn. She just didn't want to be the one being dumped, so, you know, she didn't really embarrass herself, but she kind of did, you know. She yelled in front of the whole entire lunchroom just by telling Peter we're done, so, you know, she was trying to act like she was breaking up with Peter. She wasn't going to let Peter break up with him, so, you know. But you get the point, you know. I really would have wished they could have made a third season, but maybe hopefully this series will make a comeback one day, because that's a fantastic series. But yes, awesome series. Of course, you know I love Josh Keaton's voice, so double thumbs up. Yep, he has voiced him a couple times in some of the Superhero Squad games as well, including the Wii version of the game that I have, Marvel Superhero Squads, where, you know, you go through adventure modes, you know, you can unlock Spider-Man as an unlockable character, so yep, he's even voiced by Josh Keaton there. And yep, he was in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, although he didn't voice the main Spider-Man of the game, the Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker. But even this Spider-Man here, this one's called Ultimate Spider-Man, but even he's Peter Parker as well. His original costume was red and blue, but to make it easier to tell the difference between Ultimate Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man, they decided to put Ultimate Spider-Man in the symbiote suit, the black suit. But you can unlock an alternate costume where, you know, you can have Ultimate Spider-Man in his original red and blue suit. So it's pretty cool, you know, because he's basically just Peter Parker too, you know what I'm saying? Just in a different dimension, a different Earth. Yeah, and apparently he voiced him in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as well. There's been a couple times that Josh Keaton's got to voice Spider-Man on other occasions, you know. I'm glad, you know, he's a great Spider-Man voice actor. I was following him on Instagram. I don't know if I followed him again on Instagram or not. I don't know, it's because I have a new account, so I don't know. Well, I've had this new account for almost like towards the beginning of this year, but, you know, I haven't had it for that long, you know what I'm saying, on Instagram. But if I haven't followed him on Instagram, yeah, I'll probably follow him eventually. Yep, and he did get to voice him in Spider-Man Edge of Time. This game was pretty much meant to be taking place after Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. The fighting mechanics was kind of the same as it was in Shattered Dimensions. But it was cool that, you know, Keaton got to come back again, and this time he would voice Peter Parker in this game as well. Edge of Time was pretty fun too, even though there was a couple hard levels, but it was good. Ben Diskin, okay, yeah, Ben Diskin was the one who voiced Spider-Man in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, so yeah. I actually like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 a little bit better than the first one, in my opinion. I think I like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 a little bit better than the first one. Why? Because, you know, even though this already happened before this movie came out in 2016, but if you watch 2016 MCU film Captain America Civil War, you know, there was a split up in the Avengers where Captain America and Iron Man were having a disagreement, so the Avengers were splitting up, where Iron Man had one team of superheroes and then Captain America had another team, and then, you know, they battled it out in war and all that. This is pretty much what Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 is, basically. It's basically it's telling the same story with Iron Man and Captain America, and then, you know, when they split up, you actually get to choose which side you want to be on, if you want to be on Captain America's side or Iron Man's side, and then eventually they reunite and all the Avengers get back together. So, you know, you could pretty much say that this game is basically like Captain America Civil War story, but this game was obviously made way before Captain America Civil War was. Captain America Civil War didn't even come out until 2016, you know? But what was cool about Captain America Civil War in 2016 was the fact that that was the debut of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, you know? Captain America Civil War in 2016 was where Tom Holland made his official debut as Spider-Man in the MCU. Lego Marvel Superheroes Avengers Reassembled. Apparently, I'm guessing this is a movie, because I remember looking up some Netflix stuff before, and apparently I found out they made, like, little Lego Marvel movies on Netflix, and apparently I think this was one of them, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
It started just like this. Amazing.
You know what? Yes. Sometimes this voice had a bit of different, like, tones of voice. Like, this guy who voices him in Spider-Man Web of Shadows, I mean, I heard that was a fun game, but sometimes the voices did go a little back and forth. Like, sometimes when he was speaking in Spider-Man voice, he kind of sounded dark, almost like he sounded like a different superhero. But then there was other times he sounded good, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like his voice kind of changed a bit a few times during this game, but still, his voice is actually not bad, so I'll give it a thumbs up. Plus, I heard Spider-Man Web of Shadows was not a bad game either. I heard some people say that was a good game, you know? It actually is on the Wii, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
If any of you are squirrels, please
Spider-Woman, Agent of Sword. Oh, excuse me, I'm getting tired. Wait, was that it?
we did it.
Oh, that was it, okay.
If any of you are squirrels, please raise your
But yeah, not bad. Thumbs up.
Thank you. I can't say I love you.
Andrew Francis, Astonishing X-Men, 2009. Definitely never seen this before, but
Call every stone and swim off every quest. I am. It's in my blood.
yeah, okay. Like I said, I just need to get close to the cameras. I have to put my ear close to the camera sometimes so I can hear the voices, because with me keeping the fan and the air conditioner on in here, you know, it's making it harder for me to hear these voice
People don't know
clips.
this, but I used to be a wallflower just like you. So
Mikey
I'm gonna
Day.
teach you how to be cool and
Wait, Mikey Day? Is Mikey Day related to Charlie Day? Just because his last name is Day, is he related to Charlie Day? I'm just taking a guess, I don't know. So somebody let me know in the comment down below, is Mikey Day related to Charlie Day, or is that just or is this guy just has the same last name as him, but they're not relatives, they're just different families, you know what I'm saying? Because I've heard of Charlie Day, plus there is a movie that's coming out next year, which is an animated Mario movie, and Charlie Day's going to be voicing Luigi in that movie, so... But I don't know, is Mikey Day related to Charlie Day? Somebody let me know in the comments down below. I'm just taking it to guess because both of their last name is Day, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just them having the same last name, but they're not relatives, you know what I'm saying?
confident wall crawler. First thing we need to do is get you some spider.
But yeah, Mad TV, okay. This is another one of those shows. Mad TV kind of goes back and forth. Apparently sometimes it's animated and sometimes it's 3D. Like, this it's got weird animation in here, but I guess it's alright. I feel like I want to consider this show more like an adult show as well, but it turns out that this show actually appears on... I think it's on Cartoon Network. I think this show actually appears on Cartoon Network sometimes, so apparently I guess this is somewhat of a show for kids to watch. I don't know. Like, I saw like a clip from the show where apparently One Direction appeared on it, and it was on Cartoon Network. I was like, wait, how is this show on Cartoon Network? I thought this was another one of those adult shows. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But, alright, but... for that Mad TV voice, I'll give it a maybe. I don't really watch episodes or watch clips from Mad TV, honestly, but oh well. Tom Kenny, huh? It's got a weird voice. It's got a weird like little echo to it because apparently I'm guessing this is probably maybe maybe this is a ride or something. I don't know. So it's got like that little echoing, but you can still hear a bit of it. But I'll still give it a thumbs up. That's not bad, you know. That's not a bad voice. Tom Kenny will always be SpongeBob, but there's a few other roles that he's done before that I thought he did good into, but SpongeBob will always be his go-to voice. No one will ever, you know, not like Tom Kenny as SpongeBob. SpongeBob will forever be his #1 best voice role he's ever done. But like I said, there's a few others he's done before that he did good into. Mikey Kelly, Marvel Superhero Squad Online, 2011. I think I've heard of this game. I'm not sure, to be honest. Oh, excuse me. I gotta yawn. Yeah, okay. That's good. Oh, yeah. This is a... Now, this is a ride. This is a ride. I don't remember where this ride is at, but this is actually a Spider-Man ride. The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. This is a dark ride that you can go through, and you can see like these little screen projections of like Spider-Man and stuff. The animation, excuse me. I've been talking for a long time. Sorry, but the animation looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying, on the videos and all stuff. But this is a dark ride somewhere. It actually looks pretty interesting. I haven't really seen the whole entire ride on YouTube, but it looks like it'd be an interesting ride though. Look at that! Look at how, I mean, just look at the details on Spider-Man's animation. He looks pretty good, don't you think? And that's like, and the guy who voices him, Chris Edgerly, doesn't have a bad voice either. He actually has a good voice, so I'll respectfully give him a thumbs up. I mean, listen to that. That's actually not bad. I like Chris Edgerly's voice too. See, a lot of these guys in this video, most of them have good voices. Like, so most of them I've given them thumbs up, but then there's a few that I've given maybes. But so far, nobody's gotten a thumbs down. So pretty much all these guys are doing a good job so far. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I haven't really seen too many clips of this series. I only seen a clip from that one series, like with that one episode where Bruce Banner was driving with his best friend Rick Jones, and I don't know, Rick Jones had to go take a bathroom break, and you know, for some reason Bruce Banner got mad about it, and he turned into the Hulk, and Hulk was like, "Why do you have to pee? You just peed 5 minutes ago!" Well, I didn't really see that from the original YouTube at first. I saw it from like a trailer, and then I saw it from YouTube. It was funny. First time I saw that, I just laughed, so I just knew I had to show Mom and Dad that, and even they thought that was funny too, because Bruce Banner transforms into the Hulk, and he just gets mad over Rick Jones needing to use the bathroom. It's funny. But yeah, Dave Boat, he's the one who voices Spider-Man in the Marvel mashups, Amazing Spider-Man stuff. I mean, I guess it's alright. I mean, I'll listen to it.
You're going on about your business there, burglar. Do whatever.
I mean, that's an okay voice. It's not bad, so thumbs up. I think I like Dave Boat better as Thor, though. I think I like him better as Thor. I remember he voiced Thor before. I think I personally like Dave Boat better as Thor than as Spider-Man. But even as Spider-Man, he's not bad either. But I just think he has a better voice for Thor. I think I really just personally like him better as Thor. I don't remember where he's voiced Thor at. I'll have to check out a Thor voice comparison reaction video one day to find that out. But, you know. Look. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to acknowledge this one because this one's kind of a bit of a more controversial nowadays, because if you heard the news about what happened last year, then you might be familiar with this, but Drake Bell, I mean, look, I like his voice for Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man, even though I never watched that series, but he has a great voice too, so I'll respectfully give him a thumbs up for his voice as Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man's show. But the reason why this is controversial now, it's controversial nowadays for a particular reason. It all started to become controversial last year, you know, and, you know, nowadays it's controversial now because Drake Bell got arrested and got in trouble for something. Like, it was like from an incident that happened years ago. I think it was like another one of those little sexual misconducts or something like that. I don't know. So he had a Zoom meeting court about it, and, you know, he pleaded guilty about it and stuff too, and then, you know, stuff like that. So, and then celebrities reacted to it, including his friend Josh Peck, who was famously with, you know, who acted with Drake Bell for, you know, the Drake and Josh show. So, you know, this one's kind of a bit of a controversial one nowadays, but still, despite what he did, you know, I'll still go ahead and give Drake Bell a thumbs up because I really like his voice for Spider-Man. Most people will really like Drake Bell best for a role of him. Most people will always like Drake Bell best for playing himself in the Drake and Josh show along with Josh Peck. But for me personally, I like him as Spider-Man because I've never watched Drake and Josh. So for me, I have more memories of him as. Well, I don't know if I say I have more memories of him as Spider-Man. I don't know, but for me, I probably would have more memories of Drake Bell as Spider-Man because I never watched the Drake and Josh show. So I probably would remember Drake Bell more as Spider-Man, but it is a bit of controversial nowadays for Drake Bell because of what he did and stuff like that, so it's very controversial nowadays to be able to acknowledge him, but still, despite what he did, I still give him a thumbs up, just like Quentin Flynn, you know what I'm saying? Because still, despite it, he really had a good voice too. He did a good job in Ultimate Spider-Man, and there was a few other times where Drake Bell got to voice Spider-Man as well. So I have to respectfully give him a thumbs up. Like, I don't remember what it was, but I remember getting news about it, and, you know, I mean, they talked about how he pleaded guilty and all that stuff, so, yeah. Excuse me. You know, Drake Bell kind of almost looks like Tom Holland, almost. His haircut kind of almost reminds me of Tom Holland in this picture, now that I look at it. He kind of looked like he probably played Peter Parker. Maybe, I'm not positively sure, but he kind of almost looks like Tom Holland just because of his hairstyle. And apparently he voiced him in the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes series as well. Okay. I really want to. I really need. You know, I really would love to watch this whole entire series as well, because you know, this is probably by far the best Avengers series of all time. Like a lot of people would say, this is probably one of the best Marvel animated series ever. Or when it comes to animated series of the Avengers, probably people would say this is the best Avengers animated series. And you know, a lot of people say that this series, Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers, this is the series that rivals the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So like, you know, people still think that this series is probably better than the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know what I'm saying? This series really has a major rivalry with the MCU for a lot of fans, which is really crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Venom, have a
But yeah,
wow.
pretty cool stuff, I guess.
Gloomy eyes, just like Doc Ock. Is that like a fake now? And Doc Ock got a mohawk. Could you imitate that too? I wasn't whining. I was instinct. Totally different.
Like I said, I don't remember how many times he's voiced Spider-Man, but yeah. Oh yeah. Lego Marvel Superheroes Maximum.
Some days Manhattan is just one big friendly
Yep.
neighborhood, and other times Manhattan.
Now, the weird thing about this is that he actually had some voice clips that was repeated in the series, I think. I don't know.
Symbiote trying to stick his tendrils in your eye. Hey Venom, have a seat. Have a seat.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did actually watch this. I saw this movie on Netflix. I watched it, and yeah, it was a pretty short movie, but I mean, I guess it was alright. And the funny thing is that you heard those voice clips, hey Venom, have a seat. Oh, have a seat. You know, that's actually a repeat of like what he said in Marvel Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. If you were listening, you heard that Drake Bell as Spider-Man said that same exact thing in Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers. So apparently they reused some of the voice clips from Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers for Spider-Man and put it into this movie. Pretty weird, but
Could you
oh
imitate
well.
that too? I wasn't whining. I was instinct. Totally different. Kingpin is a nightclub?
Marvel Marvel Heroes. I heard of this game. I don't know. Is that a good game? I don't know. I heard about this game, but I don't know if I hear a lot of people talk about it. I think it's one of those online games, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
Land, I hate it. It's the land time forgotten for a reason. A surprising amount of acceptable trouble. Okay, so now can we go home? Aunt May, Phineas and Ferb are making.
Yeah. Phineas and Ferb, Mission to Marvel.
I'm just a guy in a body suit.
I was, you know, not too long ago, just a few days ago, I was just re-watching clips from that, because the only reason why I wanted to see this episode of Phineas and Ferb just because it had Marvel in it. It had Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk, and Iron Man. That's the only reason why I wanted to see this episode of Phineas and Ferb, because of the Marvel superheroes appeared in this series. It was a cool little crossover episode, even though I'm not familiar with Phineas and Ferb, but, you know,
It's eloquent. All I ever do is quips.
it was cool.
And the one preceding. Aren't you young and he's doing superpowers? Great job. Somebody's using their spider sense. Next time, Finn, juice box will be mine.
Wow, he's had quite a few different... Oh, Disney Infinity 2.0 Marvel Superheroes, yeah. This game is on the Wii U, if I'm not mistaken, but you have to have more to it than that to be able to play more of this game, you know what I'm saying? But it is pretty cool how Disney Infinity, you know, it got Marvel Edition. I remember they were selling this stuff, you know, in Walmart and stuff. I don't know, is Disney Infinity a good game? I haven't heard people talk about that game in quite some time, but... Alright, you guys, I'm going to end it off right here. This video has now become an hour long, so I'm going to have to split it up into a part 2. So I'm going to have to make a part 2 for the next video, me reacting to the rest of these Spider-Man voices. So we're going to leave it off right. We're going to end it right here with Drake Bell. So we started from Paul Souls, and we're ending it off right here with Drake Bell. So when we come back for part 2, we're going to start off with... I think the next one, yeah, I think it was Andrew Garfield who was up next, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think Andrew Garfield was next. Yeah, Andrew Garfield was next. So, when we come back with a part 2, we're gonna finish where we left off with part 2. You know, finish where we left off with this video, and we're gonna start with Andrew Garfield, and then we're gonna try to see if we can get to the rest of the the voice actors to the very end. So, we started with Paul Souls, and we're ending it off part 1 right here with Drake Bell. So when we come back in part 2, we're going to resume where we left off, and we'll start with Andrew Garfield, and then we'll try to get to the rest of them. So join me next time for the next video, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll do a part 2 of my reaction recap to Spider-Man voice comparison updated by Generation West. But until then, I'm ending it off right here. I'm going to take a little break for a little bit before I make a part 2. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I just thought this was a great way to celebrate Spider-Man Day, but like I said, we're not done yet, so stay tuned for the next videos. We'll do part 2. So that'll be it for today, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Dislike it, give it a thumbs down. Join me next time for the next video. To all you boys, men, and guys out there, fist bumps go to all of you. To all the girls, ladies, and women out there, mwah, kiss go out to all of you. But until then, this is Joe Flash signing off, and have a good day. Happy Spider-Man Day, everybody.